तक्षशिला नालंदा का इतिहास लौट कर आएगा, भारत का स्वर्णिम गौरव केंद्रीय विद्यालय लाएगा, भारत का स्वर्णिम गौरव केंद्रीय विद्यालय लाएगा। भवन के नए फूल, संस्कृति सरिता के नए फूल, शिक्षा भवन के नए फूल, संस्कृति सरिता के नए फूल। हम ज्योति दीप जागृत प्रबोध, हट जाओ तम के धूल शूल। हम ज्योति दीप जागृत प्रबोध, हट जाओ तम के धूल शूल। तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया। यह मंत्र विश्व में जाएगा, भारत का स्वर्णिम गौरव केंद्रीय विद्यालय लाएगा।
Namaste. I'm A. Ananya Nair from KV Kanjikode. Our nation had a great tradition in education. It started from the Vedic period. Gurukula education system had existed in many parts of the ancient India. Sanskrit was the main language during that time. Students stayed with their teachers and completed their studies. Nalanda was the first residential university in the world. Many ancient world famous scholars visited Nalanda to acquire knowledge. In this holiday project, we started to explore the rich past of Nalanda. The students of KV Kanjikode, Pooja Nandita Chechi, Pallavi Chechi, Anuruddheta, Nimisha Chechi, Nandana Chechi, Niveda Chechi are with me.
Hello, I'm Pallavi and I'm here to take you through the brief history of Nalanda University and Gupta dynasty. The ancient school of Nalanda is believed to be founded by the Gupta dynasty, which ruled the parts of present-day India, Bangladesh, Nepal and Pakistan. Nalanda was located around the kingdom of Chandragupta and was established by Kumaragupta. Both Xuanzang and Krishnavarma cite him as a founder in their books, so does the coins and the seals discovered at the site. Nalanda flourished under the patronage of Gupta dynasty in the 5th and the 6th century. Buddhagupta, Baladitya and Vajra, the successors of Kumaragupta, later expanded the university by building more temples and monasteries. A Chinese monk even depicted Vajra as someone who has a heart firm in faith due to his devotion towards Buddhism. However, after the decline of Gupta dynasty, the next notable patron was Harsha, the 7th century emperor of Kanauj. It is noticeable that Nalanda became a center for the development of Buddhism both inside India and outside. Learned men from different cities who had the desire to acquire knowledge came here to settle their doubts, and then their stream of wisdom spread far and wide. This was said by a Chinese monk named Xuanzang who came to Nalanda during the 7th century. Now let's talk about the architectural wonders of Gupta dynasty. The ruins of Nalanda speaks about architectural distinctiveness of Gupta period in India. The structure depicts the iconic designs of skilled craftsmen. The 91-meter tall vihara with a Buddhist statue, which according to Xuanzang resembled the vihara built under the great Bodhi tree, and many sanghramas, monasteries and temples were their notable contributions. Universities, that too Asian ones, are wonderful site for acquiring knowledge about the eras that has gone by and the lessons they have left behind for the future generations to come.
Myself Reshma Pivaria from KV Kanjikode. I am here to say some words on my topic, Magadha Kingdom and Nalanda. Magadha is an ancient kingdom situated is what is now the western part of Bihar in northern India. It acts as a nucleus in several dynasties and kingdoms between the year 6th century BCE and 8th century CE. Nalanda was an ancient Mahavira, a revered Buddhist monastery which also served as a renowned center of learning. In the ancient kingdom of Magadha in India, the University of Nalanda obtained significant fame, prestige, and also the relevance learned ancient times and rose to the legendary emergence of India as a great power. Around the 4th century, the site is located about 95 km from the southeast of Patna, the greatest centers of the learning in the world, from the 5th century CE to 1200 CE. Today, it is a part of UNESCO World Heritage. It was counted as the most one of the Mahajanapadas, great kingdom of ancient India. Magadha played an important role in the development of Jainism and Buddhism, and two of the Indian great empires, the Mayura Empire and the Gupta Empire, originated in Magadha. The first ruler was King Bimbisambha. Thank you.
My name is Niveda. I'm from class 10A. I'm going to speak about a Chinese traveler named Xuanzang who came to Nalanda in 637 AD. He was born in a family of scholars in the present-day Hunan province of China. As the youngest of 4 children, he was born in 602 AD. And at the age of 9, he was drawn to the teaching of Buddha, and at the age of 20, he was ordained as a monk. When Xuanzang studied the Buddhist text in China, he found that it contained a lot of discrepancies owing to multiple interpretation of Buddha's teaching. He realized that if there would be a complete version of Yoga Karabhumi Sastra, then the disagreement arising due to multiple interpretation would be removed. A monk advised Xuanzang to go to Nalanda in Magadha Empire to study at the Nalanda monastery, collect manuscripts of the true teaching of Buddha, and visit the sacred places associated to Buddha. But when he put in his request to the king Taizong to go to India, the king refused to give permission. So he decided to go secretly to India. Xuanzang traveled by night, hiding during the day. Entering many dangers and overcoming it, he finally reached his ultimate destination, where strongest interest in Buddhism was located and the principal portion of his time abroad was spent. The Nalanda monastery in the modern city of Bihar. At Nalanda, he was a critic of 2 philosophical systems of Hinduism, which was against Buddhism, the Samakya and the Vaisheshika. The former was based on dualism of nature and spirit, and the latter was a melding of monism and atomism. He also criticized the atheistic monism of Jains, especially in weighing against what he saw in the caricature of Buddhism in the term of Jain monastic iconography. Xuanzang's success in religious and philosophical dispute eventually aroused some attention of Indian rulers, mainly the king of Assam and the poet and dramatic king Harsha, who was regarded as the Buddhist patron monk upon the throne of Ashoka and Kanishka. Following his public success in India, Xuanzang decided to go back to China by the way of Central Asia. He reached Khotan and awaited a reply to the request addressed to the king Taizong. In November, he left Khotan, and in the Chinese lunar year 645 AD, he reached at the Chinese capital Chang'an. On his way, he on the Silk Route left his detailed account of his 17 years of journey, which was a primary source of information in the 19th century to establish the Indian origin of Buddhism. Venerable Jagadish, who was the founder and director of Nalanda Mahvihara, proposed an idea of establishing a Xuanzang memorial in Nalanda, the place where Xuanzang ended his long pilgrimage in the pursuit of true understanding of Buddhism. The construction of the memorial was initiated by Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, and Zhou Enlai, the first Premier of China. The construction of the memorial was started in the year 1960, but due to some unavoidable reason, it could not be completed. Finally, a team of experts from China and India put forth the decision regarding the renovation of the memorial. In 2007, they completed the construction of the memorial.
Homographic symbols are spread across the complex, especially at the entrance and at the rooftop. Xuanzang's life and works are an incredible contribution to the world of history. His pilgrimage to India was unprecedented as it was a travel account and a translation of Buddhist text he left behind. Through this, Xuanzang contributed to the world of Buddhism in China and opened a way for extradition in the vast unknown between China and India. Thank you.
Learned men from different cities who decide to quickly acquire renown in discussion come here in multitudes to settle their doubts, and then the streams of their wisdom spread far and wide. Wrote Xuanzang on his visit to Nalanda in 7th century CE. Hey, I, Anirudh, here before you to speak few words on the topic Buddhism and Nalanda. Apart from a magnificent side of culture and learning, Nalanda is among the most popular religious centers of India. Nalanda has a fabulous history dating back to 6th century. It engaged in organized transmission of knowledge over an uninterrupted period of 800 years. The historical development of the site testifies to the development of Buddhism into a religion and flourishing of monastic and educational traditions. The first principal of Nalanda was Nagarjuna. According to Buddhists, Nagarjuna is regarded as the most prestigious scholar after Buddha. Gautama Buddha too is said to have delivered lectures in the nearby mango grove named Pavadika. It was here that Shariputra, one of Buddha's close disciples, lived, attained enlightenment and preached. The remains of Shariputra's stupa may still be seen in Nalanda today. A mud brick stupa has also been carbon dated to 6th 5th century BCE, which bolsters the case for Nalanda as an important Buddhist site since its early period. Nalanda flourished under the patronage of Gupta Empire in 5th and 6th centuries, and later under Harsha, the emperor of Kannauj. Much of what is known of Nalanda before 8th century is based on the travelogues of Chinese Buddhist monks such as Xuanzang and I Ching. These travel accounts played a large contribution in spreading Buddhism in China. There are also inscriptions of Buddhist texts on bricks in the core of votive stupas which point to some time around 6th century CE. Around 11th, 12th century, a new form of Buddhism became popular. This was driven by the ideas of Tantrism, a belief in efficacy of charms and spells, and secret practices and rituals. Nalanda's decline started in 11th century AD, when Vajrayana or Tantric Buddhism started spreading. There was a surge of Tantric Buddhism in modern-day Nepal, Tibet, Bihar, and Bengal. Though the Mahavihara, or what we call Nalanda Vishwavidyalaya, was restored under the Pala dynasty, the Vajrayana influence on Buddhism grew stronger under the Palas, and this had an adverse effect on Nalanda. Time for a fun fact. The term Nalanda is extracted from the word Nalin, or lotus, that symbolizes wisdom in Buddhism, and Da meaning to give. So Nalanda referring to give out wisdom. Thank you.
I am Nandana O. Nalanda University was the largest and the most famous ancient Indian monastic university, which is associated with some greatest figures of Mahayana Buddhism. In its heyday, it was home to 10,000 students who got admission only after successfully answering a series of philosophical questions put to them by scholar gatekeepers. The curriculum of Nalanda not only includes Hinayana and Mahayana philosophy, but also Vedas, logic, astrology, and many other subjects as well. The Nalanda University has a common course structure across all its schools. The course is categorized into core, elective, and seminar courses. Additionally, each course has a dissertation component in the 4th semester. Students at Nalanda University study Mahayana as well as the text of 18 sets of Buddhism. The curriculum of Nalanda include Vedas, logic, Sanskrit grammar, astrology, medicine. The core courses focus on knowledge, comprehension, and concepts related to ecology and environment. But there is a wide range of electives that focus on analysis, synthesis, and application of knowledge. In Nalanda, though the main subject of study is Buddhist texts, importance was given to critics of Buddhism in some schools, studies of Vedas and beyond. Universities must be the bastions of free speech and expression. There is no room for intolerance, prejudice and hatred within the space of the institution. Further, it acts as a flag bearer for the coexistence of multiple views, thoughts and philosophy. Apart from the regular academics, the senior school students of Nalanda are a part of nature camps, field trip, inter-house competition, inter-school competitions, structure program for an exposed to unconventional or offbeat careers, community services, which enable them to know more about the real world before they get into it. As School of Ecology and Environment Studies, each course takes a holistic view of knowledge that incorporate comprehension, analytical, synthesis abilities, recognizing opportunity for application in specific context and evaluation at different levels. The pedagogy therefore emphasizes learning rather than teaching through elaborate classroom participation, group work and individual project. Therefore, evaluation too is diverse and designed to identify and improve specific aspects of learning. Thank you.
You have heard about Nalanda, but have you heard about Vikramshila? Now it's your turn to explore about Vikramshila. Try to Google it. Thank you for watching this video.
हम ज्योति देव जागृत प्रबोध हट जाओ तम के धूल शूल हम ज्योति देव जागृत प्रबोध हट जाओ तम के धूल शूल तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया यह मंत्र विश्व में जाएगा भारत का स्वर्णिम गौरव केंद्रीय विद्यालय लाएगा तक्षशिला नालंदा का इतिहास लौट कर आएगा भारत का स्वर्णिम गौरव केंद्रीय विद्यालय लाएगा